I wanted to make a very small video game that didn't cost any money and was basically putting you in the shoes of two different characters who engage with each other over the course of 4 years in college. And I wanted to write about that experience of being the guy and being the girl and falling in love and falling out of love and then choosing what you want and then seeing the consequences of that being when you're the other person. So I wanted to tell the story of about two people who care about each other but have a hard time sometimes understanding the other person, where they're coming from and why they would do such a thing. So first you get to play the story from the guy's perspective or the girl's perspective, and you make the choices you make, and you know certain pieces of information based on what they're choosing to tell you or not. And then you are also having the choice of not telling them something or being open and honest about something. And then you can play the same story again from the other perspective and then see what that person was going through when you did something or when you said something. And to me, that whole idea was very important to me because it helped me personally figure out things that I wanted to figure out in my life. It helped me possibly, I like to believe, become better at putting myself in the other person's shoes. Any person. If I have this belief that if you can make someone's day better, then don't make it worse. If you are interacting and going about the world and you see a person and, could be a cab driver, could be a person, a barista at a coffee shop, and you for some reason think that they're not particularly being too nice to you, you have a choice to make. You can either be as nasty or rude as they are being to you, or you can not care and just be like, okay, I understand, thank you. Or you can confront them and be like, is something wrong? Now, all three situations are okay, and I'm sure, because I know I've participated in all three of those situations where I've been the person who is like, you know what, I don't care about whatever you're going through, just do what I've asked you to do. I've been that guy. I've also been the person who's like, you know what, not my problem, I'm just gonna get what I need and I'm gonna walk away. And I've sometimes been the person who was like, is something wrong? Is there something that, you need a minute to think or calm down? Now, I think the reason why I want to boil this all down to interactive storytelling is that I think we're attracted to stories, we're attracted to video games, and we're attracted to interactive stories because we want to know what kind of people we're capable of being. And through these stories, sure, we can live the fantasy of being a jerk, or we can live a much calmer version of ourselves and being like, oh, I think I'm just gonna play this game being a nice guy. They show us a world where we can be different and we can ask ourselves who we really are, possibly experiment with our personalities without the stakes of the real world, without having to live through the consequences of something. And the one lesson that I've learned by playing video games, by playing these interactive stories, by writing a little interactive story of my own, is that you can play your own life like a video game, you can go back to the last checkpoint or save, but what you can do is learn that every action has a consequence, whether it's your action or the person next to you or some other person around you. And as long as you're okay with the possible consequences of a certain action, you're gonna be fine. This is why I use video games to de-stress and calm down, because they remind me of that. They remind me that I have a limited control over what happens in the world. I get to control what I do, and I possibly get to also control how I react to situations.